What's up, guys? How you all doing? Hey, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be checking out the long and awaited, most requested video, which is how to program the Lovelace UI, which is now a part of the latest Haas.io or Home Assistant IO. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, please stay tuned because that's coming up right here, right now on misperry. Okay, guys, so as the intro stated, we're going to be checking out how to do the Lovelace interface. This is a great, fantastic interface that they've basically put out. I think it's since version, what is it, 80? Or what is the Lovelace add-on, you say? Well, the Lovelace add-on is the ability to create these interfaces. I know that I did a video, and I'll put a card somewhere to it, about doing the dashboard and using AppDaemon to invoke the dashboard creation. Now, myself personally, the dashboard was a little bit clunky as I used it. I don't know if any of you have used it yourselves, but to me it was a little bit clunky. It wouldn't respond. You'd press, like this lamp right here, like you click that and it wouldn't do anything. It wouldn't even turn on, or maybe the icon would light up, but then it wouldn't actually turn the light on, and just weird things like that would happen. Since I've upgraded and started work with the Lovelace, works perfectly, works without a miss. It is fantastic. I also found a way to put in this weather radar, which actually shows real-time weather information and stuff. So you can look at rain and thunder, you can look at all kinds of cool stuff. It's actually pretty sweet. As well as you can customize the whole interface itself. So as you can see, I kind of have this orange dark theme. I don't know if I like the orange. I may change the orange out for a different color, blue or something, or green, or I don't know. But anyway, it allows you to customize this entire interface, and you can customize all the different buttons and pieces, and that's what we're going to be getting into. All right, so first things first, once you upgrade to version 8.0.1, I think, or later, you will end up having the Lovelace UI automatically. You don't have to download or do anything. It actually comes as part of the package. So now, to be able to edit things, you will usually come up with the home one, which then it just has pretty much everything that you've configured in your configuration.yaml file. It'll just show that all here like normal, kind of like you see mine. Now, I go over here and you click this little ellipse and you'll say configure UI. Now, if it's the first time that you've ever done this, you'll probably get a little disclaimer that'll tell you that you need to, that basically warns you that if you go ahead and configure the UI manually, that it'll basically disable any kind of automatic additions, which means if you add any new sensors, any new switches, any new anything else to your system, when you add it to the configuration.yaml file, it won't automatically show up on this page. You will have to come in and edit the UI, and you'll have to add it yourself. It's not that big of a deal because obviously if you're putting it in the configuration.yaml file anyway, and you have custom UI using the Lovelace, you're going to be doing it anyway. So that's basically one of the deals that it says. So what you can do is you can create different panels. Like I've got this home panel that shows pretty much everything that I have configured. And then I've created a different panel called touch. And that's the one that I have on 24/7 upstairs on the little touch screen that I have, which is the reason I named it touch. And so that way it basically organizes everything. There's no switches or anything like that. It's just, you just tap the different things like I was showing you here. I can just upstairs lamp, I can just tap whatever I want to tap and it'll work. Okay. So to do that, all you do is up here, we're just going to create a test one so I can show you guys how this all works. So we come up here and you click this plus symbol. You're going to name it. So I'm just going to call it testing. So testing, you could give it an icon, and that's done with that MIDI icons, which let me see if I can't grab that real quick and show you the different icons. Okay, so I've got it up here. So you need the material design, let's see, what is it? Materialdesigns.icons.com. Materialdesign.icons.com. I'll put a link down in the description. But anyway, you basically have literally thousands of icons to choose from. And one thing nice is that it comes with a search. You can search for what you're looking for. If you want to look for a home icon or whatever, it just gives you a search. Okay, so there's our testing. So now you have a blank space. I'll come back to the icon thing. I'll show you here after a while. But right now I want to get through how to put stuff on here. So now we got a blank page. So let's say I want to create, like we have here, I want to create these bars of lights and stuff. And by default, this thing defaults to 2 vertical columns. You can put more if you want to, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. You press this plus sign, and this gives you all the different cards that you can make. These are all called cards now. So every little UI piece that's on the page is a different card. Now there's many different card types, and that's what all these are. There's an alarm panel, there's a conditional, entities, entity button, entity filter, gauge, glance. There's all these different types of cards, okay? So what I'm gonna do, I wanna make a horizontal list of buttons I want to push. So I'm going to choose, if I can find it here. Here, is this too small for you guys? Let me make this bigger. Horizontal stack is what I want. Now, with a horizontal stack, you get all of this you get this information here. Now, all you have to do is enter in your different cards, or your different entities, your different entities for this card. Now, before we start typing all that in, I'm going to cancel this for a split second because you need to know your entity IDs. So in order to find your entity IDs, let me back out of this for a minute. Should have showed you this first. You come over here, open up your Home Assistant menu, and see this little greater than, less than. Basically, it says states. If you click that, you'll have all of your entities will be listed by name. And it's the name that you're wanting. You're wanting this name right here. See this? So that's the entity name. Oops, there we go. Entity name. Okay. So in fact, I'll zoom in a little bit. So here's all the different entities. So now I've got these different switches. Okay. So I've got my garage light, I got my garage door, I got the TP-Link 10, 11, and 12. Those are my little plugs that I have for my lights, for my floor lamps and things like that. So you want to remember these names. Okay. So I have them written down off screen so that way I don't forget them. But you want to basically write these down exactly as they are. Switch.garage door. That's my garage door opener and shutter. Switch.garage light. That's what turns my garage light on and off. Things like that. So you want to write all that down. So let me shrink this up a little bit. Back to our overview, testing, configure UI. Okay, so now that we know that, so what I'm going to do, you know what? I want that gone. Go away. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to go into my horizontal stack, and now I'm going to be in typing. Let's make this bigger so you guys can see it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start entering in some information, okay? So I first need to do a double space, and then we need to call out the entity name, okay? So actually, take that back. We got to tell it cards first. So what I like to do is come in here and up top say cards. And then we need the entity. And what I'm going to put in for my first entity is we'll do the, let's do the switch.garage light. All right. And then what I need to do is I need to give it a tap action. Like when I touch it, what is it going to do? Is it going to, give me more information about it, or is it going to turn it on, turn it off? What is it going to do? So what we're going to do is we're going to say tap action, come in a couple more, and all the spaces matter here. Okay. So we'll double space in action toggle. I want it to toggle this. Okay. Then what I want is I want to tell it what type of entity this is. Okay. So I'm going to say, type, and I'm going to say entity, button. And then boom, there it is. And I love this about Lovelace. It actually shows you what the button is going to look, or at least what your horizontal stack is going to look like as you type in the configuration. So this is fantastic. Oh, and by the way, you don't have to restart anything. You don't have to go in and reload your code or anything. It literally does it on the fly, which is fantastic. So there's that entity. So now we want to do another one. Sure, why not? Let's go on down. Or actually, if we want to mimic what I've got, we can go up here because the position matters. As you can see, it's starting to build a new button right here. And of course, it's telling me I have errors, but we'll fix that. So I'm going to do entity automation, G-door, notify, and then we're going to do a tap, action, toggle, and then we'll back up a couple, give it the type, entity, button. Bam, there's that one. All right, so that's all we got to do is start putting those in. So let me put one more in. Let's see, we've got the garage light. Let's see, we got, oh, we need the garage button. So we're gonna do that right after this one. So there we go. Did I do that right? Ooh, I don't know. Did I do that right? Alrighty. So we'll back this up to there, and there's the other one. So there we go. So that's all you got to do. Now I'm just going to click save. And then there they are. Boing, boing. I can turn the light on and off. Hooray. So now let's see that, like, maybe I want to add my thermostat. So I'm going to hit this, and I'm going to go down here and let's see. Where do we got? Oh, it's in here somewhere. Do you guys see it? There it is. So thermostat. So the name of it, I'm going to say upstairs. Upstairs helps. And then I'm going to choose my entity. And of course, the only thermostat I have in my system is this climate.upstairs. So I'm going to click that. Boom, there's the default. And you can change the theme if you want to. I'll show you that here in a minute, but I'm going to get a few more things on the screen first. All right, so there's our upstairs. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over and we're going to get that really cool weather thing. So let me pull that up right fast. Okay, so I pulled up windy.com. This is an awesome site. So we're gonna do like my location, Wichita, Kansas. All right, so let's see if it'll find it. So hopefully there it is, Sedgwick County, Kansas. Bloop. So now it'll zoom in on good old Wichita. Okay, so there we go. Now let's say I want to use this. So what I can do is with this website, what's cool is you can go up to this little export button and it gives you a share link, but I want the embedded look at it. So I want the weather radar is what I want. So I'm gonna click that. And then basically down here, it's gonna give me the embedded link in an iframe. Okay, so I'm gonna copy that. So copy it to clipboard. Now I'm gonna open up good old Notepad. Let me drag that over for you guys. Good old Notepad. Let's make this bigger. And I'm gonna paste it in there so that way we can see it. Hope you guys can see that. And all I want is the source. You know, those of you that mess with HTML, all I want is the source. So I'm going to grab this HTTPS and all this code down to that -1 there. And I'm going to copy that because that's what I want. Now that I've got that copied, I did a Control-C here. I'll show you. Copy. Now I'm going to come back to my Lovelace and I'm going to add, guess what? iframe. So I'm going to add an image frame. Now we're going to call this, we'll say weather radar. And then we're just going to delete this one and we're just going to paste it in. Paste. There it is. Now, see how it's kind of like squished? That's the aspect ratio. So I'm going to crank that up to 75. That looks a little bit better. And then save. And boom, there's a really cool weather radar, and it's even interactive. You can move it around. You can choose, right now it's looking at wind. I could choose rain and thunder, or whatever I want to do. There's forecast too. And see, I can move it around. I can look at places around me. So I can look at the future. It even gives me, you know, one of them deals that shows what the weather is going to look like as it's moving through. So it looks like we might be getting some thunderstorms here for too long. Anyway. But see how that works? It's actually really pretty cool. So that's fun. So that's how you add that. Now, question is, how do you change the themes? Okay, once you're done with this, you can just close, and there you go. Now, the themes, that's going to take some doing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the tab to the configurator, which go over here and go to configuration, and then, or not configuration, my bad, Haas.io. And then configurator, that's what we want. So we're going to go into that configurator, but I don't want to show passwords and stuff like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and open it up off camera. Okay, so now I've got everything opened up. I'm going to take you to a website where this guy has done a great job of, I think, what is his name? Hold on, I gotta look over here. Arsabu. Anyway, this guy, I got to give shout outs to him. He has done a great job of giving all kinds of basically pre-configured themes for everything, and you can use this as a roadmap to do your own theme by any means. You do whatever you want. What you do, I'm going to leave a link down in the description so you can go there and get this. You can go to raw and then just Control-A, select everything and copy it. Then what we're going to do is come back to our configurator, okay, and you're going to basically just create a new file. You're going to click new file and you're going to name it, and I've already created it. You're going to name it frontend.yaml, okay? Then inside that frontend.yaml, you're going to paste what you copied from here. So from here, you're going to paste into your YAML file. this, and then just save it. You know, the save icon comes up here, save that. Now, to get it to read it, to get your Home Assistant to read this, you're going to come back to your configuration.yaml file, and all you need to do is add this line to your front end. You're going to add the exclamation include space front end after the front end directive. Okay, that's it. Now you'll probably have to restart. I just restarted the entire server is what I did. So just restart your Home Assistant, and it should come up with the with the correct stuff. So I'm going to go back in here and show you what I'm talking about. So now, if you want to change your theme, you open up this your little short menu here, you know, so you open that up and you choose your name. So you use your little name icon, and down here, you'll see the theme will now have a drop down, and you can choose whatever you want. If you want dark red, you can choose the dark cyan, you can choose, I don't know, this moonlight or whatever. So now you have different themes, and yes, the themes do support CSS. So if those of you that are good with CSS inside that frontend.yaml file, you guys can put whatever you want in there in CSS formatting and really get crazy with the format. Okay, so that's basically how you do your themes, or how you add different themes to this. That's all there is to it, guys. I mean, it's very, very simple. Very simplistic, very sleek. I enjoy working in this. This thing works magnificently. If you need to add anything else, there's all kinds of you can add gauges. If let's say you have a sensor that's giving you temperature, like, oh, for instance, I could add a gauge here, and I'll say upstairs temp. Sure. So we can come in here and let's say upstairs thermostat temperature. Sure. Boom. And see, we got this cool looking little, and you go 0 to maximum is 100. Sure. Define severity. So, you can give it limits. So if it gets, you know, to be 85 degrees or something like that, you could say 85 is red, yellow is, you know, maybe yellow is too cold or something like that, you know. So you can put in, like, you know, I don't know, let's say it's really cold would be, I don't know, 55, let's say. And then green is somewhere in the 70s, you know, let's say. So there we go. Or something, I don't know, whatever you want to do. And then you can save that, and then that throws that widget in. And then these arrows here, you can go up and you can move them around. See, you can move these little widgets, or cards. Technically they're cards. You can move these cards around, see, as you can. And then if you ever want rid of one, you click the little ellipse and say delete. Okay, done. Now, if there's a card that maybe you created it here and you're like, oh crud, I wanted it over on this touch, you know, I don't want it here. Simple enough. You click this, click move, and then you can tell it which one you want to move it to, and it'll move the card between your different like home spaces here. All right. Or your views, I guess they're called views. All right. So it's pretty darn simple. Now, one more thing I did want to show you, there is something that's kind of cool with these switches. You can enable this main toggle switch, where if I toggle that, let's say if, you know, I have the upstairs lamp on and this lamp on. Now, let's say I want to shut both of those off, but I don't want to click on each one because I'm lazy. I can just come up here and click that, shuts off everything. See how that works? To enable that, that'll be in your edit of your card configuration. And that's that show header toggle. That's that. You can either turn it on or off, whatever you want. And then that'll give you that header toggle here. Also, if you ever need to do things that are more advanced than what the options this gives you, you can always come over here to toggle editor, and then it gives you the raw, you know, editing code to do it. Cool thing about it is it does change in real time. That's what makes it so cool. And the minute you save it, it's saved, no restarting required or anything goofy like that. Now, one last thing I'll show you is if you want to add these little icons at the top, then all you have to do is edit your testing. You see that? I clicked on that little pencil that's over here, and you choose badges, and then you just enter the entity name. So if you want to have, whether it's home or away, or maybe we want the thermostat fan, maybe we want upstairs locked, all that stuff. Then when I click OK, which has gone off the page because I'm not maximized, save it. Well, now we get our little badges up here. See, so that's all it takes to do that. So it's very, very simple to use. So guys, I did that. It's been quite a lot of time. I wanted to try to make this short, but I probably failed at that. But guys, that's basically how you do it. It's very simple, very easy. It took me, I don't know, all of 20 minutes to set up everything and get it all learned and get the formatting and stuff down. It's fantastic. I highly recommend the Haas.io. Definitely upgrade to that. And like I said, I believe that this Lovelace UI comes standard with 0.80.1 and above. Now, good news is if you don't have that version and maybe you want to stay at your version for whatever reason, you can install the Lovelace UI as a separate module. Now, I'm not going to cover that here, but you can do it, and it's in their documentation on homeassistant.com, which their documentation is fantastic. They do a really good job of documenting everything clearly. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please hit a like and definitely share the video. Go down there. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit subscribe. There's going to be some more really cool projects, build projects I'm going to be doing, as well as some other stuff. So hit that subscribe and ring the bell so that way you don't miss any notifications. Of course, I don't know. I've rung the bell on all my different subscriptions and I don't get notified. So I don't know. It may or may not work, but it can't hurt. So go ahead and ring the bell. Also, check me out on Twitter and Facebook and all the different social medias. And guys, I will see you in the next video.